Manifesting a desire can sometimes become a stressful task. Not because this is something difficult or something new, because it isn't. You have been doing this for forever. Even before you were aware that manifestation is possible. You have been projecting your consciousness onto the 3D. You have been doing this randomly because you are not aware of the stories that you carry with you. Also, you can't forget that everything in the universe is neutral. So it can't be difficult or easier to manifest. For the universe, everything is neutral. But for us, having a human experience, we don't feel like that all the time because we have our stories, our fears, our doubts. We start conditioning the desire and making it more complicated for us. And I believe it was in the book, The Power of Awareness, where Neville said, the reason why most of us fail to realize our desire is because we are constantly conditioning them. Do not condition your desire. Just accept it as it comes to you. If you keep saying, but this is not possible, but this is not logical, but how am I going to achieve this? But look at my situation right now. This becomes a mountain that feels impossible to climb, okay? This is conditioning the desire. You have to accept it as it comes to you. Anyway, this was a long intro just to tell you guys that today we are talking about how to transform fear into trust and to lower your anxiety while manifesting something that feels important to you, okay? But before I get into it, hello everyone. If you're new here, my name is Al. Welcome to my channel. If you're in need of coaching, go to the description box. The information is there. But right now, let's get into today's topic. With this video, I want you guys to realize how amazing our imagination is and how intimately connected it is with our body and how we feel. Maybe you notice this when you are doing your meditation, but it's really important to understand what is going on here. If I told you, imagine a scenario where you have your desire and life is exactly the way that you want. So let's say you're manifesting a specific person. You are in a scenario where that person is showing you that they love you dearly. They want to spend the rest of their lives with you. They adore you. They would do anything for you. There is only you for them. They respect you, they cherish you, they treat you like a queen, like a king. Everything is just amazing. If you marinate in that reality, you are going to start feeling a certain way about yourself, your life, about them. You feel that warmth, you feel that love. It can feel different ways, okay? But there is a reaction that will come with that. The same thing would happen if I told you the opposite. And this is something that many of you tell yourself all day long, okay? Tell yourself horrible things like, oh, they don't love me. They told me they don't want to be with me. They want to be with someone else. They don't care for me. They are over me. Stuff like that. If you marinate in that story, which sometimes many people do, you will start to have a reaction also. When we believe that there is danger, that we are not safe, and for us as modern humans, the loss of something that is important for us, the loss of opportunities, the fear of a future because we don't have much money, because we cannot afford life, because we could lose the job. Okay, so this also is included there. When we believe that this is the situation, that there is danger, that we are not safe, it's going to trigger in our body a reaction. It's going to trigger a fight or flight response. These are just thoughts. Those things are not happening right now. They are perceived threats, okay? But our body cannot escape them. We may see the danger in the future, but our body is reacting to it now. It doesn't understand. It is living through it right now. I talk a lot about self-concept in my channel. And sometimes it may sound like it's easier said than done, or that this is a difficult task to master. But basically what I'm doing here is, one, telling you to shift your awareness from the lack of what you desire in the 3D and turn it within. Okay, focus on yourself and what you can control, because you cannot control the 3D. You can control your inner world, and your inner world is going to create the 3D. And a second thing that I am doing is telling you the importance of figuring out what is happening in your inner world that you're not aware of. By doing that, by shifting your awareness, by focusing on yourself, you are not triggering those responses of your body. You are not triggering your inner fears, your most deep insecurities. We deal with perceived danger by focusing on perceived safety. And that's why it is so important to be mindful, because you will find perceived safety in the moment right now, in the present moment. Okay, of course, we create in the present moment, so it would be amazing if you could realize that safety right now, because then you're manifesting more of that safety, right? However, how you perceive the present moment is really going to depend on your nervous system. Your perception of the present moment is going to depend on whether your nervous system is regulated or not. So our nervous system has two states. Sympathetic, which is the fight, flight, freeze response, okay? And the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest response. What most people don't know is that the state that you foster is going to become your sort of go-to state, okay? It's going to become most dominantly within you. It's how you react to things more often. So if you want to have a more calm and collected reaction, if you want to be in control over your assumptions or how you are perceiving what is happening around you in the 3D, then you have to foster a parasympathetic response. And that's why I tell you guys, regulate your nervous system. Do your breath work, meditate, exercise, take cold showers, anything that you enjoy, anything that feels more natural to you. But don't forget to prioritize your nervous system regulation, because if you are always on alert, on your fight, flight, freeze response, then you are not going to have control over your assumptions. Then you are not going to have control over how you are perceiving the situations in the 3D, and you are going to be very reactive. Another thing that we do is we create safety in our minds. So that's why when we are manifesting, we don't focus on circumstances and obstacles. We go straight to the end. We go to the end where everything is already the way that we want it to be. So we are already in that relationship. We already have that lifestyle that we want. We create safety in our minds, but in that moment, we also create safety in our bodies. That's why we relax. That's why we start feeling differently. We take what we desire to experience and we experience it now. That's why when you are doing your scenes, when you are affirming, when you are scripting, you should never think about this is for the future. In your imaginal act, it's now. This is happening now. This is who I am now. Because then you have that connection. I'm perceiving this right now, and my body is feeling this right now. So what do we do if we are having negative thoughts, if we are spiraling, if we are reacting, if we are feeling anxious? We go through the steps of thought processing, and we either change our perspective. So we try to look at the situation from different sides, from different perspectives, okay? And we choose the one that is at least neutral to us, that we don't have any reaction to it. Or we focus on changing the reaction of our body. We calm our nervous system down. Let me give you an example so that it becomes practical, okay? Let's say your specific person hasn't called for a couple of days or a few days, and you have those thoughts such as, they're not interested, they don't love me, I'm not important. Maybe they are talking to someone else. Okay, those are possibilities. But is it what you want to experience? Because just repeating a story that is a possibility in the 3D and it's a negative thing, the opposite of what you want to experience, it's not going to get you 1 inch closer to your desire. So changing perspectives would happen by you asking yourself, are those the only possibilities? Are those the only reason why someone would not call? And then you come up with reasons that could also be possible. Maybe they are really sick. Maybe there is an urgent thing happening. Maybe it's family stuff. Maybe it's work stuff. There are many reasons why someone could say, you know, right now I have to focus on other stuff. Doesn't mean that I don't care for you. It's like when the house is burning, you're not thinking about paying the mortgage. Paying the mortgage is extremely important, but right now the house is burning, okay? I'm not thinking about it. So if this works for you, that would take you a step closer to your goal, because then you can then shape your experience, okay? But if it doesn't work for you, then you can focus on calming down your body response to the situation. You go into nervous system regulation, taking deeper breaths, okay, doing your breath work, meditating, working out. And if nothing works, then you jump into a cold shower and then you snap out of it. We have to name it to tame it. We must get out of that one-sided perspective and realize that there are other possibilities there, and that in this moment we are just having a danger response. We have to challenge our interpretations by exercising our mind, by reminding ourselves that we are okay, that we will always be okay. And calming down our minds is going to help us to do a better job at anything we do. When we become more regulated, we are also more open to our intuition. So I want to remind you that you do not depend on your circumstances to feel safe. And I know you can do this. Okay? That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to talk soon. Bye-bye.